Anna, what's the scariest English question you can hear when you're traveling?
Only one?
Just one.
Probably when someone asks me a simple question and my brain suddenly forgets all English.
Exactly.
You know the answer. You know the words. But somehow they're gone.
An airport officer asks, "Where are you traveling to?" And suddenly you're thinking in 5 different languages.
Or the hotel receptionist asks, "How long will you be staying?" And you start counting days instead of answering.
If that sounds familiar, today's episode is for you.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Learn English with Jay and Anna.
I'm Jay.
And I'm Anna.
Today we're talking about travel English, real conversations, and useful phrases for airports, hotels, restaurants, and more.
So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's get started. Jay, do you remember your first international trip?
Very clearly.
Were you excited?
Excited and nervous at the same time.
That's a common combination.
I spent weeks planning everything.
You seem like the planning type.
I even made a list of useful English phrases.
Very organized.
The funny thing is I didn't use most of them.
Really?
Most conversations were much simpler than I expected.
That's usually how travel works.
People asked simple questions.
Like what?
Where are you from?
Classic travel question.
How long are you staying?
Another classic.
And what's your favorite place you visited so far?
Travelers love asking that one.
I realize travel English is mostly everyday English.
That's a great point.
What about you? What was your first big trip like?
A little chaotic.
That sounds interesting already.
I arrived at the airport extremely early.
How early?
Almost 4 hours before my flight.
4 hours?
I was worried I'd miss it.
And then what happened?
I spent most of the morning sitting near the gate watching people.
That's actually kind of relaxing.
Until I realized I was sitting at the wrong gate.
No.
Yes.
After arriving 4 hours early?
Apparently extra time doesn't guarantee extra intelligence.
That's one of my favorite travel stories already.
Let's talk about dream destinations.
I love this topic.
If you could travel anywhere tomorrow, where would you go?
Japan.
That was quick.
I've always wanted to visit.
What interests you most?
The food, the culture, and the cities.
Good answer.
What about you?
Italy.
For the history?
Partly.
The architecture?
Also partly.
Then what's the real reason?
The food.
Of course.
Travel somehow always brings us back to food.
Every single time. Have you ever made a really embarrassing travel mistake?
More than one.
Tell us one.
I once got into the wrong taxi.
How?
I was talking to a friend and not paying attention.
What happened next?
The driver looked confused.
That's understandable.
Then he said, "Are you Anna?"
Oh.
And I said, "Actually, no."
Wrong taxi confirmed.
Exactly.
My mistake was even worse.
Let's hear it.
I spent 10 minutes trying to open a hotel room door.
Was it your room?
It was not.
That's important information.
I was one floor too high.
And that's why we double-check room numbers.
A lesson I learned the hard way.
Travel really does create great stories.
And hopefully useful English too.
Let's start at the airport.
The place where everyone's carrying a suitcase and pretending not to be stressed.
That's surprisingly accurate.
One of the most common questions is, where are you traveling to?
A simple answer could be, I'm flying to Paris.
Or, I'm flying to London and then connecting to Edinburgh.
Connecting means taking another flight before your final destination.
Another common question is, what is the purpose of your trip?
A simple answer could be, I'm here for tourism.
Or, I'm visiting friends and family.
Or, I'm here for a business conference. Keep your answer short and clear.
Nobody expects a 5-minute speech.
That's good news for all of us.
Another question is, how long will you be staying?
You could say, I'll be here for 10 days.
Or, about 2 weeks.
Or, just for the weekend.
All simple and natural answers.
What about customs?
Good question.
They might ask, do you have anything to declare?
Most travelers simply answer, no, nothing to declare.
Short, clear, and easy to remember. Have you ever been nervous at immigration?
Absolutely.
Even now?
Not as much now, but definitely on my first trip.
What happened?
The officer asked, what is the purpose of your visit?
Easy question.
My brain disagreed.
Uh-oh.
I said, I am here for the tourism and also for the seeing the sights.
That's impressive.
Impressive?
You managed to add extra words that nobody asked for.
Thank you, I think.
What did the officer say?
He stamped my passport and said, enjoy your trip.
Because he understood you perfectly.
Exactly.
The lesson is simple.
Communication matters more than perfection.
Now let's move from the airport to the hotel.
One of my favorite moments of any trip.
Because you can finally put your suitcase down?
Exactly.
The receptionist might ask, do you have a reservation?
A natural answer is, yes, it's under the name J. Smith.
Or, I booked online.
Another common question is, how many nights will you be staying?
3 nights.
5 nights.
1 week.
Simple answers work best.
You can also make requests.
For example, could I have a quiet room, please?
Or, is late checkout possible?
Polite language goes a long way.
People are usually happy to help when you're polite.
Didn't you have a funny hotel check-in story once?
Unfortunately, yes.
This should be good.
I arrived late and the receptionist asked, do you have a reservation?
And?
Instead of saying, it's under Anna Smith, I said, it's under me.
Under you?
Under me.
Hotels don't usually organize reservations that way.
Apparently not.
What happened?
The receptionist smiled and said, could I have the name, please?
Very professional.
Much more professional than I was.
At least you got your room.
That's what matters.
One of the best parts of traveling is meeting people.
I completely agree.
And the same questions always appear.
Such as, is this your first time here?
You can answer, yes, it's my first time.
Or, no, I've been here before.
Another common question is, where are you from?
Or, how long have you been traveling?
Travelers love talking about travel.
It's one of the easiest conversations to have.
You already have something in common.
You're both exploring somewhere new.
And sometimes those small conversations become great memories.
Or great stories for a podcast.
Exactly.
Let's talk about one of the best parts of traveling.
Food.
Of course, food.
Traveling is basically sightseeing between meals.
That explains a lot about your travel plans.
Thank you.
One of the first things you'll need at a restaurant is a table.
A useful phrase is, do you have a table for two?
Or simply, a table for two, please.
Once you're seated, you might say, can I see the menu, please?
And one of my favorite questions is, what do you recommend?
Restaurant staff usually love that question.
Because they get to talk about their favorite dishes.
Exactly.
If you have dietary preferences, you can ask, does this contain meat?
Or, can I get this without the sauce?
And when you're finished eating?
You can say, could we have the bill, please?
Simple, polite, and useful everywhere.
Now let's talk about something every traveler experiences sooner or later.
Problems.
Unfortunately, yes.
Flights get delayed.
Luggage gets lost.
Hotel rooms aren't ready.
Things happen.
The good news is you only need a few phrases to handle most situations.
For example, excuse me, my luggage hasn't arrived.
Luggage means your bags and suitcases.
Another useful phrase is, I think there's been a mix-up with my booking.
A mix-up means a mistake or misunderstanding.
You could also say, my flight has been delayed.
Or, my room isn't ready yet.
The key is to stay calm.
People are much more willing to help when you're polite.
Speaking of help, let's look at some useful questions.
Because getting lost is basically part of traveling.
Especially for me.
Especially for Jay.
Very funny.
If you're looking for your flight, you can ask, excuse me, where is the departure gate?
Or, which platform does the train leave from?
If you're looking for a place, you might ask, is there a pharmacy nearby?
Or, how far is the city center from here?
Transportation questions can be very useful too.
Such as, is there a bus to the hotel?
Or, what's the easiest way to get there?
These simple questions can save a lot of stress.
And they help you feel more confident while traveling.
Before we answer questions, let's practice a few useful travel phrases together.
Listen carefully, and repeat after Jay when he gives you the cue.
Phrase 1, I'm here for tourism.
Your turn. Pause the video and say it out loud.
I'm here for tourism.
Phrase 2, I'll be staying for 1 week.
Now you. Try it.
I'll be staying for 1 week.
Phrase 3, could I have a quiet room, please?
Go ahead, say it.
Could I have a quiet room, please? Question 1.
Where are you traveling to?
Say your answer now.
Question 2.
What is the purpose of your trip?
Tourism? Business? Visiting family?
Question 3.
How long will you be staying?
Try answering in a complete sentence.
Question 4.
Is this your first time here?
And question 5.
What country would you love to visit someday?
Tell us your answer in the comments.
Let's review today's vocabulary.
Destination.
The place you are traveling to.
Tourism.
Traveling for pleasure and sightseeing.
Reservation.
A booking at a hotel or restaurant.
Luggage.
Your bags and suitcases.
Mix-up.
A mistake or misunderstanding.
Departure gate.
The place where you board your flight.
We've covered a lot today.
Airports, hotels, restaurants, travel problems, and asking for help.
And most importantly, we've learned that travel English doesn't have to be complicated.
You don't need perfect English to travel confidently.
You just need a few useful phrases and the confidence to use them.
Travel is one of the best ways to practice real English.
Every conversation is a chance to learn something new.
Before we go, tell us your dream travel destination in the comments.
We love reading your comments.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Take care, keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next lesson.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.